Didn't make it.
Wow. Also across the day, it's across the country, it's a day of service. Dr. King's honor. It's still, you still see and hear that speech and get goosebumps.
You just stop and listen.
Yes, there's a tendency, I think, sometimes in this country for us to have holidays. And, you take the day off from work, maybe you cook out some burgers or hot dogs. You forget the meaning. Whether it's Memorial Day or Veterans Day. So hopefully today we all pause and think about our country's mission to create that more perfect year.
That's right. And in fact, one of those activities that people do on a day like this, perhaps, is do a little reading, whether it's for education, inspiration, pleasure. A writer for Real Syndicate magazine recently special articles comfort reading. So like a few good books that actually calm your mind, by the sense of grounding. Are you guys, you got any book yet?
It's a comfort. You like to read some of that salacious, those romantic, what are those?
There's romantasy, which is romantic novels, but also fantasy books that
They call it
dragons
bodice ripper.
What is that?
No, it's not the books with the guy with the long hair on the cover.
I don't know that's what they were called. So what are fantasy rom things?
So it's it's placed in these weird worlds where there are dragons and wizards and potions and
And the dragons are getting on?
no, but there's also human characters.
Oh.
So it's like a romance
Okay.
novel.
Humans are dating dragons? I'm just our entire species. Forget about English. I've just never heard of
There's
this.
magic. There's it's just it takes you to another world.
Yes, it does.
And for me, when I like to read, I like to not think.
You have to escape.
I like to escape. I like to just get wrapped up in a show, like a guilty pleasure, right?
Yeah, it's funny because I find I like to watch things to do that. But if I'm reading, I like to use that time to sort of expand the mind.
It's like if Game of Thrones had a romantic story.
I watch the series.
See?
But how about you? Do you read fiction or non-fiction?
Oh yeah, I do, and I find I end up reading at night before I go to bed just to kind of quiet things down, and maybe a chapter
I don't get far.
at night,
Yeah.
and I'm done.
So read your eyelids.
There you go. My dad used to say that.
So did I. That's what I got.
Speaking of reading, January, perfect time to find a new hobby, maybe revisit an old one. And they say that hobbies have a lot of benefits, including meeting new people, spending less time online. Washington Post article rounded up a list of hobbies that are having a moment. I know Savannah and Jen are doing this, playing mahjong, taking up sewing, cookbooks.
Have you ever cooked through a cookbook?
An entire cookbook?
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't think
I always think I'm going to, and I never end up doing it.
And because you're not going to like all the recipes in a cookbook. I don't think.
unless it's one of yours.
Yeah, well,
One of yours.
our recipes to live by, according to Roku.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
And Valentine's Day is coming. Here's an odd one. Befriending crows.
That's what you're making up.
People are turning to the internet to share how they are befriending these birds. And there's a community online.
Birds.
No, all birds are sneakers.
But why crows specifically?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Although I will say, I got one of these.
You're obsessed with it. He's obsessed with it.
I am so. I'm watching this like bird TV.
Have you ever had a crow?
I have not, but I.
Crows for bad luck.
Here's the thing about your wireless bird feeder that you have. And I saw you do this once, and I was taking.
That's a suet ball.
So there's a way that you can apparently communicate to the bird. Like you can put it up on your phone, and you're like, ah. And I saw a bird call. I saw it one time. I was like, what are you doing? And the poor bird freaked out, flew away,
And it was right back.
I was just like,
That's because of the suet.
Exactly. That's it. I'm telling you, it's a fat ball with seeds. No. Although I'm thinking maybe Craig's doing candles.
Yeah.
I could do it. Go into
suet balls. Suet balls. But I just wanted to say, suet
Who
balls.
doesn't like that?
You always think I'm doing this frequently.
I do. What else? If my kids are gone, then we
Sure,
got
what else
nothing
are you
going.
gonna do?
You
You try.
don't really have time to get into hobbies.
No. I love
Picks up the kids.
Yes, that's. But I like to help them kind of decide on new hobbies.
You're living to them.
Yes, exactly.
All right, we're just getting started here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we're going to put you in a southern state of mind. Entitled on a big homecoming in Columbia, South Carolina. It was filled with nostalgia, fun,
And Ryan Melvin.
and Betty Jo.
There's a bunch more Melvins.
Those are not my dogs. There's my brother, though. And I was serious the upside. The medical school is taking a whole new approach to training the next generation of doctors. Third hour of 10, right back after this.
This is the year your hair stops holding you back. You'll pull it up, and for the first time in a while, you'll just like your ponytail again. That shift will come from sticking with a hair growth routine that works from the inside out. So you'll wear it up, down, whatever feels right. And when the girls make dinner plans, you'll say yes without thinking twice. Because the difference isn't just in your hair. Start growing today at Nutrafol.com.
Pronamel, clinical enamel strain, can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
Flu keeping you
I
on?
got this.
I don't got this.
You need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Knock out your flu symptoms with NyQuil Intense Flu. You do got this. NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever, best sleeping flu medicine.
The one-of-a-kind joy of Kellogg's cereal and ice-cold milk. You're busy, but you're never too busy for senior discounts. 5 Seniors Day deals the first Tuesday of every month. And don't forget to use your MAOTC benefits on eligible items. Fuller life deserves fuller care. Walgreens.
COPD is a grade from the struggle to breathe to getting stopped in your tracks. But with Trelegy, I can finally move forward. With 3 medicines in one inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
The $4.99 double cheeseburger deal at Burger King. It's the double cheeseburger you fell in love with, or the one you're about to. Quarter-pound beef patties, flame grilled with 2 slices of melty cheese, plus fries and a drink for just $4.99. You rule.
Don't worry, Shaq. The General gives you a break, whether it's on your car insurance
Or a break from your car acting up.
The General's got you covered. For a great low rate, go with the General.
Margaret is eating delicious progressive chicken noodle soup with 15 grams of protein per can that gives her the idea to take a sick day and finish watching her latest obsession. When you make it progressive, you've made it.
Real strength isn't pushing through pain, it's treating it. When there's no pain, there's more gain. Advil Lipigel's target pain caused by inflammation for fast, strong relief. Advil, that's real strength.
We're back with a look at a really special story that you brought us earlier, Craig.
It's no secret. I'm a proud son of Columbia, South Carolina. So I recently returned to enjoy some of its most special places. Thanks to our sponsor, Experience Columbia, South Carolina. For me, Columbia is a city of faith, fun, and of course, family. For me, Columbia, South Carolina is more than a place. For many years, it was the center of my world. First stop in television. Tonight we're focusing on it shaped who I am today. Now, it's time to show you why it's so special. For the tour, I enlisted my younger brother, Ryan. It's good. Ryan still lives in Columbia and offered to drive me around.
So this is your drive every day. This is my drive every day.
Our first stop, King's Barbershop, an institution just off Main Street. If you want to look your best, you've got to see Tremaine. When I come back, whenever I'm in town. Tremaine has been cutting hair here for 25 years.
That's good.
Business is good.
Yes, sir.
When we talk to the barbers and other customers about sports, life, and how our city has changed.
I ran in Clemson since 72. I've seen a lot of change. Everything was on Main Street.
It looks like Main Street's coming back, though.
Oh, yes.
With fresh cuts, we head out. The drive itself is a trip down memory lane.
You remember we sung years ago?
At this church.
That's right. I sang in the church choir. Next stop, where my love of learning was born, St. John Preparatory School.
I remember this room then.
This is actually the room where we would go when our parents dropped us off, picked us up. It was moving to be back where my educational journey started. Ryan and I both started our school at St. John Prep. So did four-time WNBA MVP Aja Wilson. Her grandfather started the school.
That used to be the principal's office. Right there. And the cafeteria should be up to the right. Hi.
Hello?
Are you all ready for story time?
Hey.
Okay.
I got a chance to lead story time.
Yeah, I'm like 2 degrees away.
And beautiful by design.
Yeah. It gotta be done.
Afterwards, I got a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
You have a snake? No.
That's all they showing on TV. Yeah,
Myself, when I was in this
and stuff. You know, you can get the local news. That's what's going on down here. So.
We left the school to meet up with
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
breaking bread
I'm just waiting on
together
next year.
Columbia Staples. Lizards.
I ain't mad, but I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he did real good. Who was that? That's my car.
Man, I have the problem. Thank you for school. I thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was Jenny. Let me let her know. I know I'm still here.
At the thicket, you'll find a class section of the community.
My flight doesn't leave till
Reporter here, it served as a
5:30, I think it is.
Something fell through. We didn't have anything else.
I had missed my you know, when you check in, watching this daggone game and all in the height. I missed the check in, so I got to be. It's better with age. And I wanted to take my bag on the flight. I didn't want to check it.
Exclusive sneak peek at renovations being done in
So
Finland.
you know when
The 14-acre
you get
public green
down to
space
the B's
at the
and
heart
C's, you
downtown
ain't got no room
with $24 million
in the,
upgrades. The park is set to reopen later this year.
overhead.
I remember some Sundays when we come here after.
I'm gonna see how full my flight is.
Just taking it back.
Cause leaving yesterday morning, girl, it was hardly nobody leaving.
Talked about
It might have been maybe 30 people on the plane. But from Baltimore to Chicago, it was full.
We're finally embracing who we are.
So but I had 8. I had 832
Connectivity going on.
and 847.
Other renovations include a playground with a new slide.
Yeah, everything's quiet. They still got the tailgate stuff. Stuff at the front desk, so I might go down there and grab a couple of them hand warmers. They definitely was. When I was walking through Chinatown before the game, you know, taking a ride on the street. Girl, they got so many gift shops here, but none of them have bear stuff. They got Chicago stuff, but no bear stuff. And they got so many hot pot places. Yeah, they had a real good one. I went to.
It's clear to me that
last night after the game. I was trying to get to this
Columbia, South Carolina.
bar they were telling me about.
So out of the time, obviously, never got more fun than the game.
I'm glad I didn't go because while I was walking, everybody was coming back from it, you know, because we lost.
Finley board that we should
So,
officially open to the public.
I don't feel bad.
All right, well, coming up, a new groundbreaking medical school that's transforming the way.
I mean, if I didn't feel bad when we lost the Super Bowl.
Then later, one athlete's mission to level the playing field for women.
I mean, it's just, you know, when you've been a Bears fan for so long, you know, I'm just grateful for the years. Because last year we went the full game total.
It starts in the kitchen.
I see our board, I guess he found Caleb, because he went to the game. I don't know how he got
Dial in that, the way coaches find who plays. Because what you put in is what you get out. And what you eat,
what? What'd you say? No, he didn't tell him that. I couldn't hear it. He told him that.
It's only a lady moisturizing body.
He didn't stop that man.
AME or DME.
He didn't stop that man.
Things you love. And your condition doesn't have to steal your momentum.
I've been looking all over Chicago for it.
HD delivers powerful vision improvements.
Yeah, that's what I end up saying. I'm gonna have to order it online.
ILEA HD is the only
Because I went through the whole airport. You know, the airport got 1,000 gift shops.
4 months between injections.
1,000 bear stuff. Nobody had that
Don't
stuff.
take ILEA HD if you have an eye infection.
Nobody. I was like, that's the first shirt y'all be.
Eye injections
should be trying to sell.
may cause eye infections.
I've seen the sweatshirt, because I got a Chicago sweatshirt. I don't have a bear sweatshirt. That thing was $84.
Attack or stroke.
It's probably marked down now. After they lost. I said it's probably $84 because everybody buying it now. I said when I go back to the airport, I said I'm gonna check the same spot.
Angel Lions is passive progressive.
That's true, it's $84 now. But,
Joe doesn't have progressive and takes it out on those who do.
but everything I saw I already had. I got a whole bunch of cups. I got hats. I did want to get another knit hat. So I did want to get another knit hat. They had a black one, so I might go back and get that one.
I know what you're thinking. Here's Kristen Bell on a luxurious vacation.
Because I'm trying to go back incognito and not have my band stuff on. I'm glad I brought my big long coat, my big black coat.
I live for a fancy dinner where I
So,
don't.
because I don't want nobody saying, you know, I don't want nobody coming up to me good game, all this mess, all that mess. You know, I've been a bad fan forever. Yeah, so, I mean, the people that just jumped on the bandwagon, I feel sorry for them. You know, but win or lose, I'm still there. I'm like, when you a bad fan last year, we only won 4 games. Yeah, I was looking for something for my next door neighbor. You know, my neighbor across from me is a bad fan.
While ordinary prayers can't hold up, one shit about it keeps working.
I was looking for something for good. I've seen somewhere online where they had that same saying on the flag. Cause I was trying that. Girl, you ain't seen this one man who has a bear where he riding it, but it don't look like he riding it. His legs are back. Yeah, where in the world did they get that stuff? Cause that's what I want one of them, and come bear season, I want to put that out on my patio. I went on Amazon and everything. I don't know where in the world he got it.
Alice Walton is on a mission to reimagine better education and protect the meal.
Right, so they might have bought it out.
It's really
So I give him a few days, and I said, everything is on sale now.
The Alice Walton School of Medicine, also known as Awesome, is named after the American philanthropist,
Yeah.
Walmart Fortune, and the world's
How much is it?
women.
The acronym. Was that your idea? Anything.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't until she became a patient that she felt the healthcare system in America.
It looked like it doesn't look like it's a sweatshirt. It looks like one of them shirts that you wear like for long jaw.
I got to experience firsthand
That's what it looked like. I showed it like that.
fear that go along with
Yeah.
those long-term
Oh, this
situations.
thing ain't gonna
So
do.
she decided to do something about it. Walton's brand new school leads into
Nobody.
treating patients holistically.
Nobody.
This summer, 48 students were
Honestly,
selected out of more than
honestly,
2,000
truly,
applicants to join the inaugural
nobody.
class with their tuitions covered.
All my teams that I wanted, if it won't us, it was the bill. And the bill's wrong. So I'm just watching.
Curriculum also embraces healing.
I will hope Seattle, because it's in our division. It's in the North Division.
Here, students
But,
don't just learn
you know, I'm just watching the Super Bowl just for Bad Bunny to see, you know, how he pull off a whole Super Bowl show in Spanish.
The more you know. We're thinking about our visual observations. We're thinking
Huh?
about nice, stopping conversation.
What do you mean in Spanish? Ain't he Spanish? Ain't he? Oh.
There are nuances and
So ain't he gonna be saying them words? You think he gonna speak American?
There, some days lessons are held in the teaching garden.
We wanted to put the students in an environment that
Right, so I wanna see how he gonna pull that off.
which are the two things that really reduce.
And you know Trump said they gonna have the immigration people out there.
50% of Missouri medicine.
Yeah.
All the trusted physicians has declined.
That,
This brand new
we got a terrible
doctors
president.
is determined.
Yeah, we
ready
got.
to
He
rebuild
trying to buy a country that ain't even for sale.
Visit the 21st century.
I mean, dang, yo man.
Generation doctor is one of them.
These people, that's what they wanted.
Not just didn't care about
That's what they
that,
wanted.
but even the happiness.
What you doing? You at home? Oh, you driving?
And while becoming a doctor is about caring for others, also make sure students also care for
Oh.
themselves.
I think it's something that the school is really encouraging and promoting with how to look after yourself as well and take care of your physical body.
Striking a balance over the next 4 years of training and empowering future physicians to lead, heal,
Oh, Mama Job,
agents
yeah.
and change.
If you could give some words of wisdom for this inaugural class, what would you tell them?
Number one, have fun. And use this time to learn how art.
She ain't bothered. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know exactly what's going on with her. I don't know if she got something up her sleeve or she's working on a new job or something like that. What I think is the main problem is there's a whole bunch of older people in there who've been working that job like forever. And it seems to me they just kind of, I don't think they picking on the younger people, but you know when you know. I can't turn this down. When you've been working on a job for so long, and the new people come in, you end up working with new people to death. And one thing, I mean, her dad wants to take Bertia slow. She's not slow. She's catching on. You know, but she feel like, you know, she ain't got but a year under her belt. I mean, what can she do? You know. And plus, you know, Virginia is one of them states where they can fire you for no reason at all. Oh. Right. And plus, I asked her, I was like, well, you know, most places, even my job, have an HR. So, you know, if things ain't going right or you got some questions about management or stuff like that, you could always go to HR. But they don't have no HR. The only thing you go to HR for is for your schedule and time off and your paycheck. Other than that, huh? Yeah, they don't have. She said they don't have no. They don't have a handbook. They don't have. Yeah, they don't have a handbook, and they don't have like my job. If you get a write up, first of all, HR is there with you.
Yeah, they're present, yeah.
Yeah, they're present too. She said her supervisor or her supervisor gave her the paper, told her to read it, sign it, and give it to her supervisor. And supposedly, and see, this is what I don't know if it's the truth or not, because Virginia sometimes she don't tell the whole story. Supposedly it's because she didn't answer some emails. And I guess they had a meeting on it before with everybody about answering their emails. So when she, after the meeting, I guess a couple of days went by, and I guess she hadn't got to the emails. So it's basically, we told you about it, now you didn't do it, now we gotta write you up. So I was like, dang. And on my job, you get a verbal warning first.
Yeah.
And then you get a write-up. So I asked her, I was like, was that a verbal warning? And she was like, no, it was in a piece of paper. I said, and you signed it and you don't even know? Because she was like, I don't even know what it was about. I don't know why I'm getting wrote up. I said, well, you don't sign nothing if you don't know. I said, don't be afraid to tell them people, but I don't understand this. I don't know what's going on. I'm not signing nothing until somebody, explain to me. Because she said she's real busy. They done piled a whole lot of work on her. Sometimes she just don't get to the email. But, when I kept asking, she said they did have a meeting about us answering our emails. So I guess maybe that was the verbal warning for the whole group.
Yeah, I told Dad, I wondered what type of email was it. Because Treasury usually deals with money, so.
Right, but she couldn't tell me because I asked what type of email it was, and she told me she couldn't tell me because, it's sensitive material. Like I'm gonna go and tell somebody, but still, I understand. I understand, I understand what she's saying. And then she said it was time, what is it? Time something.
Time sensitive.
Yeah, time sensitive. So, I guess I can understand that too. But she was just laughing about it. I was like, and I know she regretted telling me. As I be trying to be calm. And I would have been calm if she was more concerned. But she was laughing. And I was like, you might just got there, you might just got a year under your belt and stuff like that. But there are rules and there's procedures. People just can't just do whatever they feel like doing.
Right.
Because when she came and told me one time, this was last year, that a girl got fired. And, she was kind of worried about it then. But she said, didn't nobody tell her what they did and stuff. Well, my boss got fired. Both of my bosses got fired. And, we were trying to figure out what's going on. They wouldn't tell us nothing. Actually, they got mad at us for even asking about it. I'm like, that's our boss. We ain't supposed to know. Everybody was speculating and stuff like that. And then they got mad, and it was like, and I know they hate my butt, but I've been there forever. I was like, well, we wouldn't have to speculate. Well, no, they wouldn't, because I wasn't saying I was speculating. I said it wouldn't be no speculation if we was just told, the truth. If it's something that, we ended up finding out why Eric got fired. But, if it's something that's kind of really way out the way, then all they had to do was say, well, we made a decision, based on this person's, action that they don't no longer fit the company. Fine. But when you don't say nothing, and then, when it's somebody where it's kind of like a shock, you know, because our manager, she was 8 months pregnant. Yeah, had worked her butt off. Selena always worked her butt off. Always worked her butt off. And she was 8 months pregnant, saved up all her leave time and everything, and they fired her. That meant her medical insurance is gone. You know, because she got fired in July, and she was due around my birthday. Because I kept telling her to hold the baby till my birthday. And it was a shock. It truly was. That woman worked her behind off. Pregnant and all. So then undoubtedly she did something where she couldn't sue. And it was so much speculation going around in there because she had, first of all, it was her 8th kid. She had one when she came there. When I came there, I started working there in 2009. And it seemed like she was she was pregnant like every year. But, you know, they can't fire you for that. You know, so, you know, but everybody was saying that they fired her because she kept having babies. And then she had this crazy boyfriend that she won't marry. And they were saying that he came up to the hotel and caused some problems. Then they said she was embezzling money because one thing, she never would get us supplies. Or supplies would run out, or, you know, every time we had a meeting, they would ask us what we needed and why we don't have it and this and that. You know, and I guess maybe, you know, she was saying that she bought it or she had receipts and stuff like that, but I don't know, you know. So it was a lot of speculation going on about that. So, but I guess if you're a manager, you don't get like a write-up and verbal warning and stuff like that. They just fire you, and that's it. So, and then Eric, we was really I'm still shocked behind that, but he was having an affair with one of the managers that worked the front desk, and her boyfriend or husband, whoever it was, found out and came up to the hotel with the with the emails and the pictures, because he started following her, you know, because she was saying that she was working late, you know, because he's the general manager. So she was like, she was working late because of her job and stuff like that. And he looked on her phone and seen some emails, and he started following her. And then I guess he got all kind of evidence, and instead of taking it to her, because they had just had a baby, he went to the job. I was like, dang. So I can understand why, you know, he got let go. I couldn't believe it happened. Girl, it's been some, in all the years I've been working, ooh, girl, you don't know. You just don't know. But I was telling her, you know, but I guess her setup isn't the same, so. But I know sometimes she be leaving the house in the morning late, so I know she never get to work on time. And then, you know, she'll call, you know, call and tell them she gonna be late, but it's after you late. You know, if your stomach ain't acting right, when the minute you get up, that's when you need to let them know. You know, so I don't know how the city runs as far as work. So I asked, you know, her dad. I was like, well, you know, how do y'all work? Because, you know, my job is different from y'all. You know, and he said that she's supposed to have a handbook and all that, but obviously her job is different from a city. She's not exactly a city employee. She said she's a deputy or something. That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out why they don't got no handbook. You know, because, you know, with our handbook, you know, you get a verbal warning, and then you get a write-up in counseling. You know, there's steps before they can fire you, unless you really do something drastic.
Right.
But if it's like, you know, when I was up in the rooms cleaning, I kept getting verbal warnings about me not getting off on time, you know, not getting all the stuff in the rooms and stuff like that. You know, and they was about to let me go, but COVID saved my behind. Because that, and every time we turn around, we change management. Once you change management, then everything goes back to square one. So it's like nobody had a write up.
Oh.
So that's the only thing that saved me and kept me still working here. Now it's like they need me. That's another reason why I went on ahead and got my degree. Because I said, you know, if it come up again, I got a degree now. And see, they know it, so now they don't even bother with me no more.
You know, that was the same thing that I was telling Dad. I was like, Bertia got her degree, so she wanted to do something else she can. I just don't know how that write-up would affect, you know, if she ever wanted to go to another job.
And that's another thing. You know, that's why I don't care unless you did something really, 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 really drastic. I don't sign no write-up. Plain and simple. Because basically what they write you up for, unless you broke a rule in the handbook, is their word against your word.
Right.
That's why you don't sign no write-up. This guy, the guy that works overnight, he got wrote up because the general manager came in after he left in one of the bathrooms and found a piece of paper on the floor and found a couple of pieces of paper under the Christmas tree in the front area. And she took pictures. That's how they get you down, because people that went through all kind of changes, so now they make them take pictures and stuff. So, you know, they talked to him, and he's like, well, you know, I finished all my work, because I always come behind him. When I come in at 7 o'clock, basically, I'm checking to see what he did. I don't ever see no problem. I mean, for a man, everything be clean. I don't have to do no cleaning when I come in the morning. I can concentrate on just the calls. But they had him getting off at 5 o'clock. I don't get there till 7. So anything between 5 and 7 can happen. And then we got all these homeless people up in the building too. So they call themselves showing in the picture. You know, he tried to explain. First of all, it was just a one balled up piece of paper, like somebody, you know, wiped their hands and just missed the trash can. And then the manager said she had walked past that piece of paper all day long, and then come overnight, you know, it was still there in the morning, you know, so they wrote him up, you know. He said he won't sign it. He still ain't signed it. It's in they put out write-ups in the Paycom, so you can go and see it and stuff like that. But and he was actually doing us a favor because they don't have a night person. So you know, when banquets get slow, he'll go and work overnight. So, but I don't sign no write-up. You know, if you say, the only time I signed a write-up is because I had said something to a guest. I already knew when it came out of my mouth, I was in trouble. I already knew. But I was telling the truth. So when they, and mine was a verbal warning. I didn't get no paperwork. write up. But I told him, and I really thought I was gonna lose my job then. I said, you gotta line to these guests, and some of this stuff is really unnecessary. Because they were telling me I can't tell the guests we don't have it, and I can't tell the guests why we don't have it, and stuff like that. I said, but if they wait on me, and I don't bring it to them, what am I supposed to say? But I already knew, because this guy was excuse my French, he was an ass anyway. It was a black man. And when I was at the front desk, he was complaining about some towels being in the fitness center. And I already know we short of towels. It's not like we short of towels. They keep the towels and just divvy them out as they feel like, because the guests be taking them. They be taking them home. The homeless people be taking them. So they only give us a little bit at a time. So I went up there, found a couple that was already washed and folded, and brought it to him. Brought it to the fitness center, so he had something to work with. And I went up there and he was like, well, that's it. I said, well, I'm, waiting on my manager, my supervisor and my manager to come in and see if they have any more. So when she came in, I was explaining to her, I was like, they up here first thing in the morning looking for towels, ain't no towels, I know you got some back there in the back. I'm trying to save them for the next people that come. I said, we can't be saving this stuff. I said, honestly, I shouldn't have to keep lying to these people. So she gave me a bag of new ones, and he was still down there. I knew when I came through the door and saw him still down there with them brand new towels, he was going to say something smart, which he did. So I said something smart. Then he go to the front desk and tell them people, I already knew. I said, when they called me on the radio to come to the office, I already knew. I said, I already knew. But I had already talked to her about the towels and stuff anyway, so I thought she would be, in my defense. And she was like, yeah, you explained to me the situation and this and that and that. She said, but then you still gotta watch what you say, because in the long run, the guest, is always right. And I was like, yeah. I said, you right. I already knew. But all I got was a verbal warning. So from now on, I don't even halfway say good morning to the guests. That's why I'm like, I only work 3 days a week. How you get disciplined and you only work 3 days a week? That's every time we have like a town hall meeting or something like that, that's the first thing I say. Is you got us lying to these guests. I be having them laughing and stuff. I said, I ain't never gonna get to heaven working this job, so I got to lie all the time. They be mad at me. They be mad because everybody else be laughing because they know it's the truth. And they like, man, you can say stuff like that because you old. They say you senile. I was like, y'all funny. I said, but it's the truth. You got to go around lying all the time. I get tired of lying. I said, shoot, I can't, I won't even be able to get to heaven. All this lying y'all got me doing. They talking about it's not lying, it's just not telling them everything. I said, these guests are smart. First of all, when they come in that room, that's why I had to get out of the room. Anything they find that's wrong, they try to get something back. They try to get free breakfast or half on the bill or something. They do that all the time. So, and y'all know that. So instead of getting mad at us, just get us what we need and stuff. They go and they buy stuff from the store to clean with. I'm not buying nothing. Y'all supposed to buy that. But I don't know that's how, if that's how Bertia's job is or not. But all I know is she won't taking that right up seriously. And the fact that she ain't get no copy The write-up.
Oh, she didn't get a copy of it either?
No. I said, well, you could have at least took a picture of it before you handed it over to your supervisor. She said, I ain't even think about that. I just,
I don't know. She might have mentally checked out of the job. I don't know.
I think so. I truly think so. I think she's checking out. I really do. Because she gets on now, she looks for them days to be off. She trying to use her time up, which that's what I would do. If I know I'm on the last leg of it, I ain't giving them back no time. When I get time built up, I'm taking it. Plain and simple. But I know she's seeing that she being used. Because she said them older ladies, they be standing around, sitting around talking all day. And, they be giving her day work and stuff. So, but every time I see Mr. Cherry's sister, that's the treasurer. He has a sister that worked at Hodges Manor. I think she said she was retired now. Every time I see her, she say, her brother say, at least she's doing good. So I'm like, okay, because I seen her Saturday night because she's an AKA. And they were honoring Valerie, who passed away. So, that's the first thing she say, when she see me. She said, my brother said she really doing good. She really doing good at the treasury office. She been there a year. I was like, yeah, she been there a year. And she said everybody in the treasury office likes her and stuff like that. So, but it does seem like she checking out.
Yeah, it just seems like she checking out.
And she ain't been there that long. I mean, you start checking out when you there 5 or 6 years. You don't. Well, maybe it's not really what she want to do.
I don't think so either.
I know she don't like being up front because they was laying her out, about their bill, about their property taxes and stuff like that. So I know she really didn't like being up front. But the only reason why she was up front because they were short cashiers. She said now they done hired enough of them, so she ain't got to go up front. So, because when she went up front and worked, she was still expected to have her paperwork done. I was like, how you do 2 jobs? If you got paperwork you got to do every day and then put you up front, somebody else should be able to cover your paperwork. She was like, no, that ain't like that. I was like, what? See, that's why I don't know. I was like, maybe city employees got something different. All I can tell her is from my experience. But, she only tell me so much because I do fly off the handle. I really do. Because I feel like, I don't think she's slow. I think she's just not experienced. Yeah, because she's young. And see, the only reason why I act the way I act, because at her age, I had a baby. I had somebody I had to take care of. So I had responsibility as it is, so I couldn't be no baby. I couldn't be young and fancy free and all that. No, I had a kid I had to take care of. So I had to get it together then. If I was working to take care of that kid. She ain't got no responsibility. She don't even, pay for, she don't even have her own, place and stuff like that. She paid for a car, so she ain't got no car note. So, I mean, I know y'all say we spoiling her, but I don't feel like I'm spoiling her because she pay half the bill. So, if she was living there rent-free, not paying anything, then I can see y'all saying I'm spoiling her. But, she buy groceries, she helped me out, and she paid half the bills. But she's so scared to go find her another place. But I can understand because you said, it's better, when you split, the money in the household. So, but yeah, if you can find out, let me know. So I can, approach her a different way.
Yeah, I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
So, see what's going on. I mean, I've been hired and fired plenty of times. So.
You said you've been hired and fired plenty of times.
I have.
What?
I mean, from my experience, I just know it's possible to get another job.
Yeah, as young as she is, and she got a degree. I mean, she might just be holding it down. Like I thought at one time she was talking about going to Richmond, working for BDOT.
Well, yeah, Tanisha was trying to get her into BDOT.
Yeah, but I think I realized, Bertia realized she was gonna have to take care of everything by herself. See, that's one thing she ain't. It's not that she ain't prepared for it. It's that she think too much on it. Because if she have to start in a hole in the wall, that's fine. But that girl make enough money to get a decent apartment. She don't think she do. I mean, if she had a car note, if she had a whole bunch of bills, I could see her being worried. But, no, I don't want her paying no $1,200 or $1,400 for no hole in the wall like the one up the street. No, you know better than that. But all she got to do is just make a budget. But see, the thing of it is, if she get a place of her own, then she knows she got to do right on her job.
Of course.
See, right now, it's either neither here nor there, because she probably got plenty of money saved up. And, she split the rent, she split everything with me. So basically, her bills ain't but maybe $600 a month. And that's with having a roof over her head, water, lights, gas, the whole 9 yards. Ain't nobody paying that.
Right.
And they got their own room, got their own bathroom. So she living high on the hog. She can bank, or she can spend. She ain't got to, worry about what she's spending anyway. But she don't like to go nowhere. So it's like, dang.
That's what I was thinking too. She really don't have no work outside of. She really don't have no life outside of work.
Right. And I don't know why. Because I tried my best to try to get her to go to Chicago with me.
Yeah.
I tried. And see, last year when she, decided to go to Beyonce's concert and stuff like that, I was right proud. I was like, well, damn, she finally, trying to get out and go somewhere. Now I wasn't letting her go to Chicago by herself. I'm sorry.
Right.
I let you go to Chicago by herself, but not her. I'd be worried to death.
I'm shocked. That's crazy. You let me go to Chicago by myself.
Because you always had, you always were regulating. You always, plus you got kind of like stuck, keeping, Bertia anyway, so you was already a mama. Before you even had kids, same thing with Jenny. Jenny was already a mama by taking care of both of y'all, so, for her, no, no sir, no, not Chicago. If she went maybe somewhere else, not Chicago, not New York. But no, not neither one of them places. No, no.
Not Chicago, not New York.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. No, sir. No.
Not Baltimore. You can't go to Baltimore.
I'd be nervous, but I'd be on the phone with her. But like Charlotte, Richmond, all that. Now she could go to Richmond all she wants to. But no, definitely not. When she was going to that Beyonce concert, no, I couldn't do that. I'm sorry. Even with Jenny here, no, no way. Because I said, well, Jenny be there, but sometimes she doing her own thing. So.
Have you talked to her since you've been there?
Yeah, she been texting me and everything. Didn't you see the text she had when she had all this food she was getting ready to make for the game? And then they ended up.
I just forgot that she's so far out.
Yeah.
Y'all would be able to see each other. The only way you'd be able to see her is if you came to her.
Right. And I knew, because it's just too cold.
Yeah.
And then when I seen it snowing yesterday, I said, even if I'm going to try to, get up with her, ain't no way. Oh, there's the bus. I finally seen the bus go down the street. Because I was looking.
She's 30 minutes from Wisconsin.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, no way. I mean, wait.
I told dude, I said, I don't know if she's technically in Chicago. I think she's in Illinois, really.
Yeah, basically, that's what she is. She is in Illinois. Yeah, she's way out of the suburbs. And I'm surprised she's staying because didn't you see her wife got a new place and everything? You see that? Her wife got a new place and everything. Yeah, so definitely ain't coming back. Yeah, but I mean, Jimmy made plenty of money. So.
I wouldn't know that. I don't think she's at least going to be I don't know.
That time. Yeah, when you find out, I got, where Alicia go? I got a late checkout.
What time?
2 o'clock.
Oh.
But I think I'm gonna leave out at 1, because I'm gonna take me an Uber. That Uber that I took from the airport to here won for $19.
Really?
That's it. I finally seen the bus. So they were telling me all I had to do was just take the bus down the street to the bar. And I kept walking trying to find the bus stop. But it was snowing, it was cold. So I walked all the way to the end of the street. I don't know if you see my live or not. My phone started freezing and cut off. So I was like, hey. I said, no. I came back in, it was so many people in the lobby area. I was like, Lord, they got wide open. I said, let me come up to my room. I could hear them. I'm on the 5th floor, and I could hear them. But I think I might lay down a bit.
Yeah. You won't wear gear back?
Huh?
You said so much you won't wear your gear back.
No. And I had bought me another coat, my black long coat that I had when I was here for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I had packed that in the suitcase just in case. I did a just in case thing because at first I was just gonna take nothing but bare stuff, and then I said if they lose, then I'm stuck with all this bare stuff, and I don't want nobody coming up to me, because all through Norfolk Airport, all through Baltimore Airport. Bear down, all these Bear fans. I was like, all these Bear fans in Baltimore, what happened to the Ravens? You know?
They couldn't be traveling though.
No, but yeah, some of them was. Because when I was in Baltimore, it was a whole bunch of them on the plane, and they had the outfits on. You know, this one couple, they say they go to every game, regardless of what the weather is. They was actually going to the game. I was like, white folks. I was like, but she had this white coat that looked like a marshmallow coat. She looked like a big marshmallow. I said, yeah, you dress right for the cold. I said, sure enough. She said the same thing when I said, when she get in the airport, she gonna be looking for that better best. I said, well, I hope we can find it. You would think one of them shops would have had it.
Right.
That's why I stayed in the airport so long. Because I was looking through you know how many gift shops they got up in there?
Oh, the airport, yeah.
Yeah, I went to every last one. I would like to get one on a cup, a coffee cup. I'm going to go up on that place where you send me and see if I can find it on a cup or a coffee cup or something like that. And I'm going to see how much that shirt is. All right. I'll probably give y'all a call back or text you when I get to the airport.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
detox after somebody who went after the Central Park Five, now the Liberated Five, and never has even apologized. Is a racist. We'll be right back.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis? With fewer symptoms from moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, where would you go? Imagine being a million miles away. With Truvaya, clear skin is possible. And for adults with active psoriatic arthritis, Truvaya goes beyond the skin. Less joint pain, stiffness, and swelling is possible. And Truvaya even reduces fatigue. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Truvaya.
I'm the Ted Danson who plays Royal Kingdom, and that's the Ted Danson who doesn't. My life is not awesome. Royal Kingdom is a delightful mobile game that never has any ads. Another great thing about Royal Kingdom is that you can play without Wi-Fi. Play without Wi-Fi? Wait, what? Really? That's right, Ted. You don't need to live like this. Royal Kingdom is free to download and free to play. Don't be a sad Ted Danson. Download Royal Kingdom today.
Creamy peanut butter and whole grain wafers.
And we're eating all jams and nuts.
Whoops. Nature Valley, we make nature delicious.
Tired of body pain holding you back? Try Aleve for longer-lasting pain relief. Unlike Tylenol and Advil, just one dose of Aleve provides up to 12 hours of relief from all types of body pain. Try Aleve.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. CeraVe moisturizers, developed with dermatologists, contain 3 essential ceramides to replenish ones I've lost and help repair the skin barrier in 1 hour. So I can lock in moisture for up to 48 hours of hydration. From the #1 dermatologist recommended skincare brand.
And now, introducing new CeraVe Anti-Dandruff Hair Care.
My cholesterol is borderline. I can worry about it or do something about it. So I take garlic to help maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste free with guaranteed potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with garlic.
1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car.
Okay, you mean Carvana. Entering plate number, no accidents, right?
No.
Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
If you have wet AMD or DME, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. And your condition doesn't have to steal the moment. Long-lasting EYLEA HD delivers powerful vision improvements that can save your vision for the future. EYLEA HD is the only treatment for wet AMD and DME that helps at least 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. Don't take EYLEA HD if you have an eye infection, eye pain, redness, or are allergic to it. Eye injections like EYLEA HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye, or increased eye pressure. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke. There's still so much to see. Ask about next generation EYLEA HD, a treatment retina specialists trust.
When I was watching American Idol, I was sure that I was going to find a way onto that stage. This audition is the first page of my story.
I believe myself.
If I could do this,
I'm the one here.
Holy crap, I'm auditioning for American Idol. Wow, beautiful.
that's what it's all about.
That was impressive.
And just because we can't
without giving you some more crazy information. There are special visas designed for only people with extraordinary abilities or achievements, which you know who has endorsed in the past. But according to reports, the group that's currently dominating requests for these special achievement visas are online influencers and OnlyFans models. So, if you could take a ping pong ball and, well, never mind. Is something crazy here? Is it me? I mean, I know I'm being silly, but no. What does this mean?
Well, those are remote jobs. You don't need a visa. You can do that from the privacy of your home.
That's what you can be an online influencer from anywhere around the world. You don't need to come to the United States to do it. And the other thing is, what's sad about it is these visas were generally reserved for people who really were profoundly exceptional in math, in the sciences, in athletics, in education. And now you have someone with an OnlyFans account. I've never seen an OnlyFans account. I know some people have like stuff just on their feet, like videos of their feet and stuff. I don't know how that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's just not extraordinary.
Some of these visas, the O&B visas, were generally reserved for people in the arts. So a lot of excellent actors, musicians have come here.
Yeah.
Some examples, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman. And that to me makes sense. I always look at immigration policy first as needs-based. Who has the most desperate need to come to the United States? And then the net benefit to the country. Is it going to create jobs? Is it going to contribute to the arts, to the humanities, to the sciences, to engineering?
This could create a job.
Yes. But does it? That's my question. Like, the idea of OnlyFans, you're kind of a sole practitioner. It's remote work. I guess some people hire people.
But it's also quite sad and pathetic and a reflection of this administration that at a time when we are denying visas and refugee status to Afghans who helped us over there, at a time when we are deporting Venezuelans back to a country that is in shambles, at a time when we're deporting Haitians back to a country that is in shambles, when we are barring entire groups of people and nationalities from being able to apply for visas here, where extraordinary professors and people who want to come and study here as international students are not allowed to come, he's allowing influencers also to open doors. Well, yes. The pathetic
And that is the promise now.
It's deeply
unserious. Yes, it is deeply unserious, and so I'm going to continue to be unserious about it. I'm going to start practicing to put that. Shoot that thing hard.
Why'd I go to the doctor? When my heart kept skipping a beat, I didn't think much of it. But my girls made me get checked out, and it made such a difference. Turns out, I have AFib, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you notice one or more of these symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did, and my girls are too.
This is no time to wait.
Hi, my name is Damian Clark. And if you have both Medicare and Medicaid, I have some really encouraging news that you'll definitely want to hear. Depending on the plans available in your area, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. These plans have a $0 monthly plan premium. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance. Get over $1,000 a year. That's $85 a month to help pay for covered over-the-counter items, like vitamins, pain relievers, first aid supplies, and more. The Healthy Options Allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over from each month. Call today to learn about all the items covered. You can have $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions all year long, including select brand name drugs. All plans have $0 copays for covered preventive dental services, which include 2 free cleanings a year, as well as coverage towards fillings. They also have vision coverage, including vision exams and a yearly allowance towards eyewear, such as lenses or contacts. And hearing coverage, which includes routine hearing exams and coverage towards hearing aids. Plus, your doctor, hospital, and pharmacy may already be part of our large Humana networks. So call the number on your screen now to speak with a licensed Humana sales agent. Wouldn't you love benefits like a monthly allowance to help pay for covered over-the-counter items? So if you have Medicare and Medicaid, call the number on your screen now and speak with a licensed Humana sales agent. If you're eligible, they can even help enroll you over the phone in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan. So call now. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
At Ancestry, we believe every question about the past is a spark. And curiosity strikes. About the everyday lives of your family, we're here with answers only your ancestors can provide. How is your family woven into 250 years of U.S. history? Find out now at Ancestry. Emma, are you hiding?
Used car shopping is terrifying. I can overpay.
I'm always here to help.
Then show me, Carfax.
Carfax can show how damage impacts prices, so you don't have to overpay. Always look for me and shop millions of great deals at Carfax.com.
Taffy's a traveling dog. She just loves to go. Her hip pain showed up when we would go on walks.
She was diagnosed with osteoarthritis.
Our veterinarian recommended that we try Librone.
Adverse events may include ataxia, anorexia, and lethargy. Do not use it for breeding, pregnant, or lactating dogs. Take extreme care to avoid self-injection.
She's got energy to do things that she wasn't doing before, and that's just amazing.
Special Agent will try.
This killer's underestimating you. Good. They won't even figure it out.
We get him. I will make sure that Morgan's not breaking any rules.
Where are you going? To Snoop. Mid-air homicide? I will work this case for free. I don't mean that. That's just something people say.
Congressman and fierce civil rights activist Jim Clyburn continues to be an outspoken member of the House at a time in our history when you cannot be loud enough. He also pays tribute to the groundbreakers who led the way in his new book, The First Eight, A Personal History of the Pioneering Black Congressmen Who Shaped a Nation. Please welcome Congressman Jim Clyburn. I'm so glad you could be with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
For the last year, you know who has been leapfrogging over Congress to invade foreign countries, implement tariffs, unleash massed armed patrols in major cities that have killed Americans, punish media outlets who criticize them, and attempt to freeze child care funds for blue states. And Congress has been, I don't know, MIA, it feels like. Like there's no checks and balances. What's going on, sir? What's happening?
Well, thank you so much for having me. We are seeing what happens when people drop out of the process. And that is exactly what happened in the last election. The numbers are clear. And what we have now is a president who is not just running the executive, but he's running the House of Representatives. He has a puppet as Speaker who seems to do whatever he thinks this president want him to do. checks and balances are not there. Just that simple.
Yeah. And Congressman, trust and confidence in Congress is at an all-time low. The approval rating both for Republicans and Democrats is incredibly low, reaching a record low for Democrats of only 18%. How do you restore confidence in Congress in a moment where no one feels like they could turn to them and expect them to be pushing back right now?
Well, I think you do it the way we just saw it being done there in New Jersey, in Virginia, and nobody's talking about Georgia. Down in Georgia, we won 2 statewide races that had never been done before, defeating 2 incumbent Republicans. In Mississippi, they broke for the first time the supermajority. That's the way you do it. Getting involved in the process and not letting anybody mislead you when it comes to reporting what you may or may not want.
And just to follow, 2 of your colleagues in Democratic House leadership, former Speaker Pelosi and Steny Hoyer, have announced that they're not seeking re-election. Have you made any decisions about if you were going to be seeking re-election?
I think I have. I won't be.
You don't want to break it today?
No, I have 3 daughters. My late wife left me with the notion that I should make these kinds of decisions as family decisions. And so they and I have been meeting since before Christmas, and we're going to have a few more meetings, and they will tell me what to do.
Let's talk about the midterm elections. They're less than 10 months away. Republicans are working overtime to gerrymander the districts, to change the districts midway through the game. I have heard some, and the Supreme Court is about to rule on a voting rights case. And I have heard some Democrats express concern about the integrity of free and fair elections. Are you worried that they are at risk? And what can the American people do to remain vigilant and ensure that there will be free and fair elections?
I'm absolutely worried about that. And at least I used to teach history. And I used to tell my students all the time, anything that's happened before can happen again. When that phone call was made, find me 11,740 votes. When we saw those people rapping on the windows up in Michigan, trying to set up separate sets of electors. Same thing in Pennsylvania. They were trying to set up a process that will allow this country to return to what it was in 1876 when the election got thrown into the House of Representatives, and they were able to overturn what Abraham Lincoln and the Congress had done successfully getting rid of slavery. That is what they're attempting to do today. I get sick and tired of hearing people saying, it's never been like this before. Yes, it has been.
And you're right. We know that. Now, your new book is fabulous, called The First 8. As you mentioned, it tells the story of the 8 Black pioneers who preceded you in representing South Carolina in the House in the years after the Civil War and before Jim Crow. Now, they are significant figures in Black history, which is American history, something this administration is trying to erase under the guise of eradicating diversity, equity, and inclusion. What is your reaction to these efforts?
Well, my reaction is very clear. We cannot allow it to be done. And I think that we, as activists, I'm elected, so I'm very much an activist. Those people who are concerned about their future for their children and their grandchildren, we have a role to play that we should not ever set aside.
Today, we at this table, the nation as a whole, are honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And you came of age during the civil rights movement of the 1960s, and you described your first meeting with Dr. King and how it was life-altering. Can you tell us about that?
Well, as you may remember from your studies, not the way I did. In 1960, we formed what became known as SNCC. the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. At the very second meeting of STEP, October 1960, we met on the campus of Morehouse College down in Atlanta. And there were some disagreements between the youngsters, I was among them, and we had a Martin Luther King Jr. for a meeting because he had been preaching disobeying unjust laws and paying the penalty by going to jail, and we were not happy with the fact that he was not going to jail. And so we had this meeting. He agreed to meet with us, and the meeting was supposed to take place at 10 o'clock in the evening, as it did, for 1 hour. But when we walked into that meeting, it was around 3:30 the next morning when we came out. I called that meeting my Saul to Paul transformation. And I had never been a sensitive.
Now, thanks to Congressman Jim Clyburn, you can scan the QR code on your screen to buy his latest book, The First Eight, and members of our studio audience, you're all going home.
Not again. Let's talk to your doctor. We learned the uncontrollable movements are called tardive dyskinesia, or TD, and were caused by mom's mental health medications.
Mom was prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release pill for adults.
Austedo XR can significantly reduce TD movements, with some seeing a response as early as 2 weeks, and mom can stay on her mental health medications.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, or have suicidal thoughts. Don't worry if you have liver problems or are taking Recipe, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo XR may cause irregular or fast heartbeat or abnormal movements. Seek help for fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking or sweating. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness.
UCTD, ask about Austedo XR.
Between drained investment accounts, lost wages, and hiring lawyers, identity theft can cost you more than you might think. Only LifeLock offers the $1 million protection package with reimbursement up to $3 million. LifeLock. Join today.
Margaret is eating delicious Progresso chicken noodle soup with 15 grams of protein per can. That gives her the idea to take a sick day and finish watching her latest obsession.
When you make it Progresso, you've made it.
Is your body sending you an SOS? If you have high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you about increased risks like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a UACR urine test.
When you wash with Snuggle, your loved ones will feel at home on center stage, at the school dance, or away from home. Cuddly softness, long-lasting familiar freshness. That's the Snuggle promise. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
This cough.
Mucus levels are high today, huh?
Not today. I got Mucinex 12.
Hand out. Breathe the congestion. And lip cover.
Thursday, live on GMA. Oscar nominations will be revealed. No one does Oscars like.
Good morning, America.
In a second, everything changed. Michael was hit head-on and was minutes from bleeding out. In our worst moment, the insurance company tried to cancel our policy, leaving us drowning in medical bills. They picked a fight with the wrong woman. I ran for office and passed dozens of laws to stop health insurance ripoffs. I'm Laura Fine. I approve this message. In Congress, I'll never back down.
Howard, my dad was T-boned. buy a utility vehicle. What should I do?
Aiken Law is injury law made personal. If you've been hurt at work, in a car accident, or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
Desire turns deadly. You Salome. Lyric opera of Chicago's electrifying thriller. January 25th to February 14th. Seduction, power, and a shocking finale. Don't miss Salome. Tickets at lyricopera.org.
When I was a kid, my father lost his income. Food stamps lifted us up. But under Trump, America is becoming a country that cuts food programs for kids. I have a plan to repeal Trump's heartless cuts and create a nationwide free lunch program. We're not a country that pushes kids down. In America, we lift kids up. I should know. I was one of them. I'm Rajai Krishnamurthy, and I approve this message. Because underdogs, we just fight harder.
That's too easy for you, bitch. I want you to suffer.
The meanest Chinatown Foxy Brown. Played by the one and only Pam Grier. The big screen on the big screen, and has been a pop culture icon for more than 50 years. Look, I'm just gonna say, please welcome Pam Grier. Now look, you just walked out to the fame song of 1974 Foxy Brown. Yeah. Wait, hush. Miss Brown breaking goals from Coffee to Foxy Brown to Jackie Brown. All right, I mean, you know, you embodied the don't what they want. Did you ever think that after all this time you would still elicit this kind of response from people who grew up watching you do what they wanted to do? But they felt compelled to do it, but were not in a position to do on a screen.
I got a lot of it from you. Well, let me ask you this, because you've been first so many times, but you were the first black woman on the cover of Miss Magazine in 1975. You paved the way for black female representation in the stunt industry as well. But before breaking all those barriers in Hollywood and other places, you faced a lot of racism growing up in Columbus, Ohio. How did that shape you?
Well, the military wouldn't allow black families to live on base, so you had to live in an apartment, and you couldn't take a bus. You couldn't afford a car. You walked. Your dads walked to the base, and sometimes we would go from tree shade to get back to the apartment. My brother and I, my mom, with bags, and my mom would go, "Don't look, don't look, don't look," and she'd pull us away because there is someone hanging from a tree. And they have a memorial for it now, where you can see where people were and left. And it triggers me today to see that a voice can be silenced And if a white family supported a black, they're going to get burned down or killed or lynched as well.
Yeah. Pam, you've done too many extraordinary things to highlight, but I do want to mention
one arm and a leg.
But something extraordinary, a year ago, it's actually coming up on the 1-year anniversary, you launched the appropriately titled Pam Grier's Soul Flicks, which is honoring the heroes of Black cinema. It's a track channel that people can watch free, iconic films. Why was this so important to you to curate this channel?
I'm a curator of film and our narratives and our history, and we forget that we develop our audiences to accept a woman performing martial arts or flying a jet plane or whatever. It took a while, so I want to keep that out there so that whenever we're thinking of what do they do for me, what balance, and how my daughters can be just, fighter pilots. I'm getting my private, whole life license. Yes, ma'am. Wow. Back in the day, women, they're the G-forces. Their bones weren't dense enough to be a pilot. Today, are you kidding me? So the opportunities are there, and learning is repetition. It's not just announcing something one time every year. Right. It's constant. I'm a teacher. What we do here and now resonates all around the world.
Yeah. All right, so Pam, it says
yeah, mommy. I just met Benicio de Toro, Benicio. I see.
All right, well, listen, this card here says, I almost can't believe it, that you are turning 77 this May.
Yes.
And you've been very open about it. You've been open not only about embracing aging, but also about embracing love. So what is the most exciting part of this next chapter? Love.
Well, when you're young, you can have like 3-4 orgasms in an hour, like what you used to do. And today, yeah, girl, yeah. But now today, you have.
She's hanging out with Benicio. You're not.
Today, when you have one, it lasts 3 days. I'm not kidding. It is something about our hormones, something to look forward to. I just want to tell you.
You have to come back.
Yeah.
You have to come back. You are welcome at this table anytime, anywhere. Our thanks to Pam Grier. You can stream Pam Grier's Soul Flicks for free. Now across various platforms.
And we have to thank Jonathan Cates, who brought it to me so we can keep remembering our advances in life. And I'm able to bring it free to everyone, called Free Advertising Streaming TV.
There you go.
We'll be right back.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms, but just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling? Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. And take back what's yours. AbbVie can help you save.
Home and auto insurance.
Okay. Any other ideas?
Bundling your home and auto insurance for round-the-clock protection with Progressive.
Okay, more ideas.
Anything goes.
Sacrifice.
No one. Okay, great.
Like how you don't have to sacrifice great coverage to save on insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. I heard bathtub.
identify when players are at the highest risk for injury and informing rule changes that protect players, making the game safer for those at the heart. That's the future of player health and safety.
I didn't think someone like me was at risk of shingles.
The rash couldn't possibly be that painful.
And it wouldn't disrupt my life for weeks.
I was wrong. I didn't know that 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time.
I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
What are you doing? We need to save
What just happened?
I just saved time. By buying a car in Carvana, it was all online. Got pre-qualified instantly. Great terms. Save time and buy your car in Carvana.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya. With symptom relief as early as 4 weeks, remission at 12 weeks, and lasting remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
A Town Hall exclusive with Judge Greg Mathis and his wife Linda, for the first time publicly opening up about the marital challenges they faced, and their son Greg Jr. and his husband. Join us about their recent wedding. Next Town Hall.
Today at 1 on ABC7. Stream Eyewitness News whenever, wherever with the ABC7 Chicago News app. Sign up for customized alerts for your neighborhood. Plus, get your AccuWeather forecast right at your fingertips. Download the ABC7 Chicago News app.
It was shocking when daytime TV was rocked by true crime tragedy.
The verdict of the so-called talk show murder trial.
It was a very scary thing.
Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows rule TV. Wednesday on ABC.
Very special MLK Day edition of View Your Deal. We had 6 incredible Black-founded brands, and the bosses brought the big deals. We partner with these companies for at least half off, and all you have to do to get these amazing savings is point your cell phone camera at the QR code on your screen. But it's only while supplies last, so let's get bosses. Now, we are starting with a long-time Oprah favorite, so you know it's a good one, okay? So let's talk hair care.
Absolutely. We know that heat causes hair breakage. We all know that. But a lot of us don't know that the everyday products that we use in our hair, such as the way we style our hair, the shower caps that we use, the pillowcases that we're using, or even the scrunchie that we're using to pull our hair back, can cause just as much breakage as hair tools.
Oh, wow.
Switching to a satin pillowcase, these are small changes that
I use a satin pillowcase.
Yes, they don't take time or effort. You will notice the difference almost immediately.
And what about the sleep mask? Because I'm loving these.
And it's light blocking, it's real great on your skin. Super soft, very comfortable.
Don't miss out, everyone, because it's 50% off.
And next up, we're going to talk flawless skin. My makeup artist was like, is that apparently she's let's talk flawless skin. Okay. At Butter Skin, we are flawless skin experts since 2018. We create products for melanin-rich skin.
Okay.
So all the products.
The melanin.
Oh yeah, we all got. Hey, listen, we all got a little melanin. Right? We create products for like dark spots, uneven skin tones, skin discoloration.
Okay.
And we like to create products that are simple but proven ingredients. So take our Cocoa Shea Moisturizer. It is the #1 selling moisturizer in the company. Let's take that.
It smells good.
smells great.
I know, I love it. And it has hyaluronic acid, which is going to deeply moisturize our skin.
Yes.
But we paired it with a time-honored ingredient like shea butter from Ghana and West Africa.
yes.
To lock in that moisture. But here's the best part. Here's one of my favorite products. So we have the everlasting retinol oil. So you want to take a couple of drops of this at night over your moisturizer.
Oh.
The thing that I love about this is it's great for dark spots and discoloration. You put on a couple drops, you wake up to the skin of your dreams.
Wow, I love it. And how about everything? Now, this next one actually started in our good friend, Harry Parker's kitchen. You sent this to me. I use it whenever I work out. Tell everyone about it.
It makes me so, yes. I did make it in my kitchen. Well, I wanted to start the year off strong, but then I had to decide between kids, cooking, working,
Correct.
and my hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to work out. So I created something that was like giving us a tool in our fitness toolbox to work out. And I like perfected it for everything that we worry about.
Yes.
Cooling technology, wicking away the moisture, leaving your edges laid.
And your hair really doesn't get frizzy when you put this little wrap on. You can work it out, and you don't get sweated out.
Yes.
That's been my experience.
So this is my baby, and it's really good to be back here. And so let's go out strong.
Yeah. And we're going to save 50% off right now.
Yes.
Okay, so I know sensitive skin can be a struggle. Tell us about this.
Yes, so I actually have had eczema for years. And I was noticing that a lot of solutions actually still irritated my skin. But I'm also an agricultural research scientist.
Okay.
So what sets Gently Soap apart is that we have this Gently Joy philosophy where I use whole plant blends instead of irritating essential oils. So this helps that our skin feel soothed instead of overstimulated.
And it's so pretty.
And it's infused with joy. It says it on the box.
So that approach actually led us to get a deal on Shark Tank.
Yes.
And we did a spot on Oprah's favorite things, where Oprah herself called us the best bar soap.
Okay, if the Oracle said it, you know it's true.
And we get half of everything today. This whole assortment.
Now, Octavia is the first woman of color to launch in the prestige fragrance category at Ulta Beauty, okay? Tell us about this, Octavia.
Oh, I was a hospice and palliative care nurse. I know a thing or two about working with you. Thank you so much. I know a thing or two about working with a vulnerable population.
Yes.
I started to develop fragrance sensitivity and led me down this road to create Octavia Morgan. I am allergic to most fragrances. Yes.
Come on, speak.
Oh. So 1/3 of the U.S. population identifies as that's one of our best sellers. So that's Midnight Orchard. Just a peach-forward fragrance. Very beautiful balance. And then the next best seller is called Vanilla Supreme.
Okay.
This is a grown-up vanilla, very luxurious. And this is dark rose. This is a very decadent.
But I love your bottles even. They have kind of a rich feel.
It's probably clean luxury.
Yeah. And I love that we put food at the end. Butters and olive oils.
Yes, as this infusion blends line of flavored butters and flavored premium olive oils. And we have wonderful flavors that are used for cooking. That is our hot honey, our olive oil. That's our land and sea olive oil. All great tastes are really, bedded in. And then we have our smoky garlic butter. That's the smoky garlic. And this is our rosemary butter. And the name for cooking, it's all in it's all in the butter. Isn't it good? It's all butter. Isn't it delicious?
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And it's all natural. There's no artificial anything in them.
Like that taste. I don't care what's in it.
And that honey butter, a lot of people just take it and just eat it right out the jar.
I'm going to eat it right out the jar.
You become a gourmet chef without even trying.
I'm going to need that. Look at that.
And the prices are slashed in half.
Slashed in half. So the clock is ticking. You have 24 hours to get all of these amazing deals at BeautyDeal.com. And members of our studio audience are going on with gifts from and Jim Rapp. We'll be right back.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, Feel the flow. Feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur that help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
It's not just what you do for your health, it's how you keep to it. Yes, honey. You are powerful. Cheerios, made with whole grain oats and a whole lot of heart. First test clinical
Have you seen this minigame match?
Wait, that's one match? I thought this was a mini game.
There are a lot more minigames since you quit. Look.
Okay, I don't remember so many mini games. Also, for the record, I didn't quit. I was taking a strategic break.
Well, you were strategically breaking. I was thinking that.
Well, I guess I gotta make my comeback and beat you at your own game.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claret G punches back.
With soy sauce, sweetener, and broth for 6 hours, then add broth bake. You get the best broth bake ever.
When Bad George turned 50,
If you let me then smoke a girl with soy sauce, sweetener, and broth for 6 hours, then add broth bake. You get the best beef broth bake ever. Hey!
And it became their favorite night. No, don't you dare. Acquired taste. If you're over 50, get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each. And right now, get your second month free. Call Consumer Cellular.
Tina used to worry about prospect. Now, Therabreath mouthwash for 12 hours of fresh breath. Try Therabreath mouthwash.
It's a better mouthwash.
Even on an antidepressant, I was masking my depression. I felt I was missing out on the moments around me. So, my doctor prescribed Rexulti.
When added to an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to significantly reduce depression symptoms, more than an antidepressant alone.
So, Rexulti is about a boost. Earlier, less depression enough to train your organs.
Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions, and worsen depression in children and young adults. Call your healthcare provider right away. Report real or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, symptoms of confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements that may be dangerous. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, diffuse from standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti.
It's not just weird.
It's worse.
Listen, people are wild in Miami right now. I am flying home right after this to go to the NCAA football championship. I never do sports. This is the first time in 25 years that the University of Miami is playing for a championship game. So it is the hometown team of Miami playing against Indiana University, where the quarterback is a hometown kid from Miami, Fernando Mendoza. So we're calling this the Miami Bowl. The rest of you And tune in to ESPN tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern to watch it. Let's go, A's!
So we want you to have a great day, everyone. Take a little time to enjoy the view. And don't forget, you're not in this alone, baby. We're in this together. We'll see you tomorrow.
Next at 11, the Bears season comes to an end even after the heartbreaking loss. Fans believe the team has a bright future.
It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the event's honoring his legacy.
And really cold and windy out there to start the week. Tracy has an AccuWeather alert. We'll get into it all. Hang with us.
Eyewitness News at 11 is next.
ABC 7 honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Life with healthy, pain-free legs starts when you call United Vein and Vascular Centers. Vein disease can start in your 20s and worsen over time, causing pain, aching, and headaches in your legs, and lead to restless legs with time. These can be some of the most serious health issues left untreated. At United Vein and Vascular Centers, our minimally invasive treatments result in little to no downtime, and the treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call 1-800-NEW-LEGS to schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations, or scan the QR code to learn more.
Remember when Tony Preckwinkle promised us lower taxes?
Penny saved is a penny earned.
Tony's been raising our taxes for 34 years. County spending's up over $6 billion on Tony's watch. Property tax bills are out of control. She promised not to raise the sales tax. Then she did. Property taxes? Yep, they're going up too. And don't forget Tony's soda tax. Tony's been raising our taxes for years. Can you really afford 4 more? It's time for a change.
Live from Chicago, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 11 starts right now.
Right now at 11, what is next for the Bears? The team's magical run is now over after their loss to the Los Angeles Rams.
Honoring legacy, the message from local leaders on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Bitter cold out there, strong winds too in store for us today. Tracy has more on the cold weather here in just a bit. First, though,
we have the Bears. This morning, fans are just heartbroken as a magical season of football has come to an end.
Chicago lost a tough one in overtime to the LA Rams, but last night's game included some magic of its own. 4th down here, game on the line. Caleb Williams performs another miracle. This one to Cole Kmet. It's just unbelievable to watch it and see it from that angle. Yeah, this one sends it to overtime, and he really had it too, right? No doubt about it. Then with just seconds left in OT, the Rams are going to kick the game-winning field goal here. This ends it for the Bears. Final on this one, 20-17. And after the game, Coach Ben Johnson talked about the loss.
Our guys are feeling it right now. They all believe, man. They all believe all year long that we could find a way to win each and every week, and so it's disappointing like that. But I am proud of the group. You know, it's a special group. I said that a few weeks ago. I believe that to my core.
Bears fans, meanwhile, looking at the glass half full this morning.
Lisette Nunez got to hear from fans who hope that the team can build off of this season.
This is not the outcome Bears fans wanted, but they say they are incredibly proud of this season, and they believe this team has a bright future.
Yesterday's game was crazy. We had some highs and some lows. We really almost took it home. That overtime was, I swear I got a little sticky, but it was a great game. We showed true grit.
Chicago Bears fans are still reeling after a heartbreaking loss to the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs. The Bears once again delivering a heart-stopping game that pushed into overtime.
Look at that Hail Mary game. Caleb threw right at the end, take the game to overtime. So, great season.
The Rams later making a field goal, ultimately ending the Bears' magical season under first-year coach Ben Johnson. David Kaplan from ESPN 1000 weighing in on the changes we can expect next season.
Because it's a salary cap driven league, there's going to be names that are not going to be here. This is a special group. You're going to need to find out what you're doing at left tackle. Are you extending Jaquan Brisker? Are you going to get rid of a big salary to go get another player maybe on your defensive line? People will be shocked by some of the moves, but they have to happen.
From where we are last year to where we are now, there's progress going. I think we keep that momentum going, keep the strong team, keep the Iceman. Ben Johnson's doing a great job. I think we're going to play, definitely. We've shown that we are truly Chicago's best.
Bears fans say this team keeps this same momentum. a Super Bowl could be in the near future. Outside of Soldier Field, said Nunez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And then there's this, the Buffalo Bills now in search for a new head coach. The team fired head coach Sean McDermott after 9 seasons. The move comes after the Bills lost in overtime to the Denver Broncos in the divisional round on Saturday. McDermott led Buffalo to the playoffs 8 times, and despite the team's success, the Bills failed to advance to the Super Bowl under his leadership. 10 NFL teams will have new head coaches next season.
Today, there are events in the city and suburbs, all to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Stephanie Wade is live in the loop. The Rainbow Push on one of their MLK events here in downtown Stephanie.
Hey there, Terrell. Good morning. Well, the breakfast is nearing the end now, wrapping up the annual event, well attended by local leaders. Say this morning that we as a society need to continue prioritizing things like racial injustice, educational inequities, economic inequality, all things that Dr. Martin Luther King fought so hard for.
The event, headlined by journalist Don Lemon, brought out a large crowd to celebrate the legacy of Dr. King. Chicago's very own Leo High School Boys Choir kicking off the 36th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Rainbow Push program, themed Building a Beloved Community, inspired by Dr. King's vision of a society rooted in justice, love, and belonging.
This is a part of what Martin Luther King's vision was, not just personal salvation, but social salvation, going in another direction.
Politicians, business, and faith leaders speaking at a press conference held before the breakfast, not shying away from politics.
Reverend Jackson said, "When we stand together, we stand tall." And that's what this stage looks like. We are standing tall for justice. We're standing tall for peace. We're standing tall against racism and bigotry.
Many taking aim at the Trump administration, including the president's recent comments suggesting taking control over Greenland, blasted by this crowd.
You got a man in the White House today who thinks that it's okay to take SNAP benefits from hungry kids so he can build his Marie Antoinette bomb run. It is a shame. It is a stain on this country.
And the event this morning also honoring Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., who could not attend today because of health issues. His son, however, Congressman Jonathan Jackson, tells us his father is doing well, he is receiving visitors, and his spirits are high. We're live at the Fairmont Hotel. Stephanie Wade, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Thank you, Stephanie. A reminder, today is a federal holiday. Most schools are closed, along with banks, the stock market, and the U.S. Post Office.
All right, I want to talk about the weather, and it's cold out there, these frigid temperatures on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The week is off to a really cold start.
Yeah, Tracy is tracking it all for us.
Good morning, everybody. Almost afternoon, and it's going to remain a cold afternoon. We have sunshine out there. That is nice to see, but this is going to be an AccuWeather alert day all around. The afternoon, bitter cold. Wind chills during the afternoon, probably anywhere between 10 and 20 degrees below zero, and blowing snow around the area too. So this morning, our low at O'Hare was down to 1 below zero. That's the coldest we have been since December the 14th, when our official low that day dropped to 2 below zero. Well, our high today, 18 degrees. Oh, it already happened. We're not getting back up to 18 today. The cold weather advisory, it does expire at noon today, but that doesn't mean that we're going to see things skyrocketing. Right now, it's 1 at O'Hare, 2 at Midway, 2 at Northerly Island, and you look at these wind chills, 20 below at both O'Hare and Midway. We'll talk about our next chance of snow, and that is coming up. Tanya.
All right, Tracy got it. And with these bitter cold temperatures, just a reminder that warming centers are open right now. The Garfield Park Center is open until 8 o'clock tonight. 74 Chicago Park District locations will be open, and Chicago police districts are open 24 hours if you need a place to stay warm.
A man is recovering after an early morning stabbing in the South Loop. This happened at about 6 a.m. near the Homewood Suites at 11th and Wabash. The man was taken to the hospital in good condition, but we're told he's not cooperating with police. So far, no arrests have been made. We've learned a 55-year-old woman was killed in a crash on the Eisenhower Expressway. Police say this happened in the westbound lanes near Harlem Avenue on Sunday morning. Mona Sims and another person were involved. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the crash. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christine Nome says the department has arrested 10,000, quote, criminal illegal aliens in Minneapolis.
Comes as the Pentagon is putting troops on standby as protests grow. ABC's Michelle Franzen has more.
More than 10 days after ICE officer Jonathan Ross shot and killed Minneapolis resident Renee Good. Tensions flared in Minnesota as protesters took to the snowy streets and community response members warned residents when ICE teams targeted homes.
You know that, like, when there's more people around, federal agents are less likely to escalate to violence.
In St. Paul, other demonstrators marched into City's church on Sunday. In video posted by Minneapolis media organization Speak, MLK, protesters appear to disrupt the service, claiming the church is run by a senior Minneapolis ICE executive. Attorney General Pam Bondi in a social media post vowed to investigate. She also blamed Democratic leaders for the protesters' actions. Sources tell ABC News both Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry are under DOJ investigation for allegedly obstructing federal law enforcement activities in the state. Fry denies he and Walz have done anything wrong, but argues they have become targets for speaking out against the Trump administration.
There are other countries where you get investigated for saying something that runs counter to what the federal government states. But in this country, it's not that way.
And the Justice Department says it's not investigating Ross, saying shooting Good was justified.
If there comes a time when we need to, we will, but it's not now.
Two defense officials tell ABC News the Pentagon is readying 1,500 active duty soldiers for possible deployment to Minnesota, where President Trump has threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act, an option the president says is not necessary for now. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
Still to come, a deadly train disaster in Spain leaves dozens of people dead. What authorities say happened and what they're doing now at the crash site.
Also this morning, Prince Harry is back in the U.S. and in court, in the U.K. rather, and in court. How he's taking on the tabloids.
These are the moments they find for auto accident victims in their Chicago IL.
What are you doing?
What? I got dibs on this shirt.
And I got dibs on dessert. Home and law, we know what matters most.
Let's face it, Mother Nature never takes a day off. That's why homeowners choose Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard's attached to the fascia with screws, not nails. It's not coming down. Remember, Leaf Guard's not a screen, a measure, a cover that goes over the old guards. Those guys don't compare to Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard's earned the Good Housekeeping seal 20 years in a row. Put an end to gutter problems for good. Call Leaf Guard now and get on our early installation schedule and take advantage of these winter savings. It's Leaf Guard's $99 install sale. Receive $99 installation for a limited time on a complete Leaf Guard system. Ask about no interest and no payments for 18 months, senior and military discounts. Call this Monday and receive dinner for two with your free at-home estimate. Call through Chicago 1-800-843-1849. That's 1-800-843-1829.
Are you struggling with painful varicose veins? At United Vascular Centers, we specialize in innovative treatments to alleviate the aching, pain, and swelling of varicose veins and restore your mobility. Our doctors use advanced, minimally invasive procedures that will have you back on your feet again, pain-free with little to no downtime. The treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call today and schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations. Don't let vein issues hold you back. Call 1-800-LEGS or scan the QR code to learn more.
Hi, I'm Jason Rogers. Please join my family and me for one of Chicago's largest fundraisers, the Chicago Auto Show's first look for charity Black Tie Gala. Plus, the money raised goes to support 18 incredible local charities. Join us for Chicago Auto Show's first look for charity.
At least 39 people are dead after a high-speed train crash in southern Spain. It derailed and hit another locomotive on Sunday as it was headed to Madrid. Officials say some passengers were thrown from the train, landing hundreds of meters away. The worst damage hit the first two cars of the second train, and right now investigators are trying to find and identify more victims.
I want to get to London now, and Prince Harry is to report today. He and other celebrities, including Elton John, sued the publisher of the Daily Mail. ABC's Maggie Ruley has the details.
How are you feeling confident?
This morning, Prince Harry is back in the UK and in court, taking on the tabloids. Harry, alongside 6 other high-profile names, including Elton John and Elizabeth Hurley, suing Associated Newspapers, the publishers of the Daily Mail, for illegal information gathering, arguing that back in the 1990s and early 2000s, the newspaper group paid private investigators to bug their homes and cars, listen in on their phone calls, even bribe police for sensitive information. Associated Newspapers denies all allegations, calling them preposterous, adding they are unsubstantiated and highly defamatory claims based on no credible evidence. Harry is due to testify later this week, a rarity to see a royal in court.
There's a lot riding on this case for Harry. Money and reputation. He feels he has to continue with his fight. Otherwise, he would not take on all the main media outlets, and the Associated Newspapers are fighting all the way.
The prince has said his strained relationship with the press is one of the reasons he and his wife Meghan left royal life and moved to California back in 2020. That publicized step back from official duties, also fracturing his relationship with his family.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight people. As if life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has.
The king, when he met Harry and William, made it very clear that he thought taking on the press, the British press, was a suicide mission, which he feels the king could damage the relationship between press and monarchy.
Harry is currently in London, but this week both the king and Prince William are in Scotland, which could make a meeting between the family very difficult. We reached out to the palace and they have yet to respond. Matthew Ruley, ABC News, London.
Now to new details in the arrest of Kiefer Sutherland. Law enforcement sources tell ABC News a rideshare driver claims the actor punched him and tried to choke him. The driver allegedly told police the actor got out of the car and called 911 while running away. Sutherland was arrested last week and released on a $50,000 bail. Investigators say he appeared under the influence, and they are reviewing dash cam footage that could affect possible charges.
Plans are in the works now to make Maryland home to the second U.S. Sphere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the entertainment venue will be built in National Harbor. The design is a smaller scale one than the original in Las Vegas. The CEO of Sphere Entertainment says the goal is to create a global network of these immersive sites. They're really cool to look at, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love it. Still to come, flu cases on the rise. Which age group is getting hit the hardest?
The Parker Bedroom Collection, starting at $10,296 at Penny Mustard.
Penny Mustard Furnishings. Better versions of what people want.
I got hurt in a car accident, and the insurance company is so pushy. They want me to sign something. I said, stop. And I called the Law Brothers.
Call 1-800-222-2222.
If you're tired of climbing a ladder, putting your hands in that cold, icy water to clean out the gutters, call to get Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard has a clog-free guarantee with lifetime transferable warranty. Call now to get on our early installation schedule. It's Leaf Guard's $99 install sale. Receive $99 installation for a limited time. Ask about no interest and no payments for 18 months. What you call this Monday, you get dinner for two with your free in-home estimate.
Did you know that bulging leg veins are not really cosmetic? They're often a serious health issue. Take the first step to pain-free life by calling United Pain and Vascular Centers. Treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call today and schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations.
What will it take to lower costs in Illinois? You need the grit of growing up working class. That working mom before ability to get things done. The kind of person who worked with Governor Pritzker to save health care for millions and protect abortion rights. Someone who will take to the streets and take the fight to Washington to pass Medicare for all and tax the rich. To cut taxes for the rest of us. That someone is Juliana Stratton, and she's running for U.S. Senate. Along with the vice responsible for the content of this act.
We saw on QR code was an address, and we've used them in the past on our phone. We simply scanned that QR code and didn't even have to bother with the kiosk. It was great, it was hassle-less, and it was very quick.
Flu cases are surging again, and children are taking the hardest hit. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates 18 million cases nationwide. and 230,000 hospitalizations. There have been more than 9,000 deaths so far this season. 15 children died from the flu last week, bringing the total of pediatric deaths this season to 32.
A rare weather event for Florida. Snow fell in the Sunshine State on Sunday. The snow flurries dusted the panhandle but didn't accumulate much. Temperatures remain cold. The National Weather Service issued a freeze warning that will remain in effect through the morning. Last January, the panhandle saw a record-breaking amount of snow, about 8 to 10 inches. Fell in some spots. And I always think of those images of the lizards that get frozen.
Oh, yeah.
And then they fall out of the tree. They're stunned.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, a whole lot of places you can go, Tracy, to get away from this cold.
No, I mean, it's all relative, right? But I'm sure, and Terrell, I'm sure you remember from your Richmond, Virginia days, all we had to do was say there might be a few flurries. Bread and milk,
That's
go on.
right. Yeah, toilet paper.
Exactly. All right, well, some of the things that we are expecting here today. Still, a dangerously cold day out there throughout our entire area. As I said, cold all day. Even though the advisory expires at noon, we're still going to have these bitter cold wind chills that will stay below zero for the entire day. Now check this out. Hey, high today, 18 degrees. It already happened. That was at midnight. We're not getting back up to that. 1 below zero. That was our low this morning. It has been a lot worse. I mean, 23 below actual temperature. That is our record low today. Now, we have this cold weather advisory. It is in effect for, let's see, another 40 minutes. It's only 1 degree at O'Hare. Mostly sunny skies are with us. West wind at 20. Some higher gusts on occasion. It feels like it's 20 below zero. 2 right now at Northerly Island. 5 in Gary and Kankakee. 1 below in DeKalb. 1 below. That's the wind chill or that's the temperature right now in Woodstock. These are the wind chills. 24 below East Troy, Wisconsin. 16 below Kankakee. 21 below out in Aurora. We still have wind gusts over 30 miles per hour in the area, and those wind gusts are going to be sticking around. While they diminish a little later on, they're not going to diminish enough, that's for certain. Now, as we take a look at where the wind chills are going to be the rest of this afternoon into the evening hours, where you can see primarily below zero. So, skies have cleared. I mean, my gosh, when many of us were driving in here this morning, we were driving through some pretty hefty snow. But tomorrow, that's our next chance of snow. However, not the morning, not the afternoon, primarily late in the evening, and that will carry over into Wednesday morning's commute. This is looking like 1 to maybe as much as 3 inches of accumulation here into Wednesday morning. So that is our next chance of accumulating snow. Still calling it the AccuWeather alert here today, just because it is very, very cold. Tomorrow's high around 20. And then Wednesday, we start the day with that morning snow. By the way, the end of the week, I have those temperatures for highs in the teens. I might be a little optimistic with those numbers.
Wow.
No.
Any idea when we get out of this?
July.
No.
By May.
Yeah.
That's just not time.
Tracy, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you can get the latest forecast anytime with the free ABC7 Chicago News app. Just scan the QR code on your screen for a link to download.
Still to come, movie theaters offering big deals for one of America's favorite snacks.
And why some people are turning their personal paperwork into a group activity.
Bell Tires, the official tire provider for 86.7 Eyewitness News. Bell Tires, we make sure buying tires doesn't feel like buying tires. That's how we're changing tires.
Dad, it's your shot.
Daly! Having John Daly as your designated swinger, that's a power move. Great job! This cannot be better. Hiring America's largest injury law firm for your injury. That's also a power move. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. ThePeople.com.
Let's face it, Mother Nature never takes a day off. That's why homeowners choose Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard's attached to the fascia with screws, not nails. It's not gonna down. Remember, Leaf Guard's not a screen, a measure, a cover that goes over the old guards. Those guys don't compare to Leaf Guard. Leaf Guards are in the Good Housekeeping seal 20 years in a row. Put an end to gutter problems for good. Call Leaf Guard now and get on our early installation schedule and take advantage of these winter savings. It's Leaf Guard's $99 install sale. Receive $99 installation for a limited time on a complete Leaf Guard system. Ask about no interest and no payments for 18 months, senior and military discounts. Call this Monday and receive dinner for two with your free in-home estimate. Call Chicago 1-800-843-1849. That's 1-800-843-1829.
Time and 10 sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, Chicago's #1 home buyer.
A Sam Mall exclusive with Judge Greg Mathis and his wife Linda for the first time publicly opening up about the marital challenges they faced and their son Greg Jr. and his husband. Join us about their recent wedding next Sam Mall.
Today at 1 on ABC 7.
Here's a quick tip on some of the top scams to watch out for this year from the Better Business Bureau. Number 1, online shopping. Fake websites and phony pop-up ads, often for pets or hard-to-find items. Scammers take your money, then disappear. Number 2, phishing scams. Emails or texts that look like they're from your bank, merchants, or the government, designed to rush you into clicking a link to give up personal information. And number 3, employment scams. Fake work-from-home jobs and even fake interviews using AI. Scammers could ask for your personal information or money up front. To avoid most scams, take your time. Verify websites or companies on your own. Scammers rely on a sense of urgency. We posted the full list of the top EBB scams at abc7chicago.com. I'm Jason Knowles for the ABC7 IT.
Cinemark Theaters is celebrating National Popcorn Day with a Bring Your Own Bucket promotion. Moviegoers can get up to 400 ounces of popcorn for just $5. You can bring in any kind of container you like. However, if you bring in a Lowe's 5-gallon blue bucket, you are also going to get a coupon for future popcorn cravings.
Also, this morning there is a new trend that is putting a little more fun to that personal paperwork we all tend to put off.
Some people are getting together with friends for admin nights, turning those tasks into a group activity. I do those with my lawyer husband. It's very
Lawyer husband, yeah.
It helps.
Right.
ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has a look.
When I tell you that admin night has actually changed my life.
For the last 7 months, Ben Shipman and his friend Nikita Suri have a tradition that's since been dubbed Admin Night. Every Tuesday night, they meet at the same quiet bar in New York and get productive.
What it essentially started as was an excuse to work on our creative projects, but it's become now, we show up with an agenda, which is sometimes doing those like back burner tasks. I feel like I just have more time in the day to then respond to it because I've already carved out that time.
Sharing his experience online, Ben's TikTok has been viewed over 1 million times.
This is me saying, you need to do an admin night.
His video inspiring Rachel Robbins and her friends across the country in San Diego, California, to start their own admin night.
I just got back from my first one, super successful. Having one thing that is reliable and we can control within our personal lives, I think has been a really motivational and comforting aspect to it.
Meantime, in Cincinnati, Ohio, Kara Willis, who's the marketing director for the Mercantile Library, just hosted the first admin night for their members.
We really wanted to create an intentional space for people to not only get their personal things done, but to also be able to bring in their community with them. We want people to just be able to get their best foot forward every month and to make sure they have dedicated meeting place that they can meet their friends and get things done.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
I love this idea.
Do you?
You don't like it?
It's just what's in that paperwork, right? I mean, if it's past due bills, some doctor bills, some specific...
This is a judgment-free zone.
Well,
We've all got those. I'll show you mine.
Are you sure? Okay. All right, I'm taking you up on that. Bring them in tomorrow. We'll go through them together. It's the end of an era. The Bears wrapping up a remarkable season. How disappointed fans are looking ahead after yesterday's heartbreaking loss?
A house divided. The Chicago parents headed to Miami to be part of college football history.
And world leaders push back against President Trump's grab for Greenland. A warning from his European allies.
Are you experiencing leg pain, swelling, or heaviness in your legs? You could be suffering from varicose veins. Bulging leg veins are not merely cosmetic. They're often a serious health issue if left untreated. At United Vein and Vascular Centers, our doctors specialize in minimally invasive vascular treatments that relieve your symptoms and restore your mobility. Treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call 1-800-ULEGS to schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations or scan the QR code to learn more.
I've never backed down from a fight.
In the state senate, she's won the toughest fights against big insurance and the most powerful interests to lower costs.
I've taken on corporate polluters, banned assault weapons, and guaranteed abortion rights.
Laura Fine, rated Illinois' most effective senator.
Trump is wreaking havoc, so I champion the law to unmask ICE and hold them accountable.
Laura Fine for Congress.
I'm Laura Fine, and I approve this message.
The fighter we need.
I was baking cupcakes for my son for his birthday. During washing the baking pans, I sliced my finger open and it's still open. That's my finger after 5 surgeries. I called the force because they helped me with a car accident case about a year prior to this incident. I wasn't sure that they took product cases like this, but they did, so I'm really glad I gave them a call. If Jeff were here, I would thank him and his team because I've been through so much.
Now's your chance to sell yourself.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Thank you, Jeff, so much.